Y'all can't tell me I ain't eat down with this look. I ate down, okay? We're now a couple days into 2026. If you're not feeling like your 2026 is 2026 in, I'm here to tell you it's okay. Get ready with me today. Let's try some new products. Let's sit and talk. What's going on? I'm here. It's so good to finally record my first video of 2026. Life has been lifing, but I definitely said to myself I had to show up because the girlies have been asking, where are you? Come on, let's go. Every good look starts off with skin prep. So I'm going to go in with this First Aid Beauty moisturizer. And honestly, I'm just going to work that into my skin, my face. And you just want to moisturize. After that, we're going to go in with my Miss Grippy by Maybelline. And I've actually been really liking this product. It's been helping to help my makeup last for a long time. So I've honestly, if you know me, you know I'm a e.l.f. Hydro Grip girly. But with this, I just take my time and I actually just let it pat it into the skin. By the way, shout outs to me because I did my own ponytail. Like, I don't do hair, but you know, she's eating. I'm gonna start to work on my brows. We're gonna be trying the NYX, we're gonna be trying the NYX Brow and Snatch. It's a new product that I picked up recently on Amazon, and I've been seeing a couple of girlies on TikTok use this. Just wanted to focus, maybe it will. And don't worry, I'll leave things in the description down below. But I'm just gonna go right in. First, I'm actually gonna put some powder on my eyebrows just to dust it off, just to set my eyebrows so everything is dry and sets into place. I'm using my Huda Beauty in the shade Cinnamon Bun. Honestly, I love this powder. It's been my go-to. If you guys have powders that you want me to try, feel free to leave it down below. But lately, has been my go-to powder because it just does what it needs to do. And you just so that you could get the shape. Now that I see what I'm working with, I'm going to go in and I'm actually going to make, it's a marker tip. So I'm going to go in, I'm going to make hair-like strokes. Oh, okay. She's very lightweight. So I'm not really a fan of how it's coming out. So I'm going to actually switch over to my pencil. And I wanted to give you guys the real because this is the first time with me trying these products. So if I don't really like it, I'm not going to recommend it. And so far for me, I'm just not a fan. So right now, I'm just going to spoolie everything, what I just did out. And I'm actually going to just go in with my pencil. And you just want to take your time. So let's just jump right into today's topic. So I'm just here to tell you, don't feel bad if your 2026 hasn't started out the way that you thought it would. Everything takes time. And this is a reminder for myself as well, too. Everything takes time and no two journeys are alike. I'm actually in a space of figuring out myself what it is that I want and the direction in which I want to go. And if you're an overthinker like I am, then you know you're in your head 24/7 trying to think about your next move, what's best for you. If you make the decision A, B, how will it turn out? So I totally get it, and I'm here to tell you that the world wasn't built in one day. Things will come. It just takes time, but things will work out. And recently, I've been in the space of telling myself, as the new year began, there's certain things that I'm not tolerating anymore. I left certain things in 2025 that I'm not taking with me in 2026 in order for me to be a better person. That includes leaving old friendships, situationships that no longer serve me purpose in 2025. I'm not bringing you into 2026 with me. And I know that sounds cold or that may sound unreasonable, but if it's no longer serving me any purpose, then you're just taking up space. And like Cardi B said, You're not about to live rent free in my head. So if it's no longer serving me purpose or bringing me peace, then I'm gonna have to let you go. And I'm unapologetically not sorry about that, if that makes sense. So I'm going for a calm brow. I'm not going for anything crazy. So I'm gonna leave it like that, and I'm gonna see what happens after I carve it and then make any changes from there. Another thing that I left in 2025 is showing up for people that doesn't show up for me. I'm gonna carve with my e.l.f. concealer in the shade Deep Olive. Oh, she's running out. I'm gonna actually mix her. I'm gonna mix her with some tan neutral, and I'm gonna carve my brow out with that. So I left behind, like I said, I left behind friendships that no longer serve me purpose. And I'm also no longer showing up for people that's not showing up for me. Because what that does, it just drains you. It drains you when you constantly show up for others who consistently show you that they're not going to show up for you. And before you know it, you're drained, and you're asking yourself why you're drained. It's because that you keep on giving your energy while none is being reciprocated. And I decided that I'm walking away from those situations because I'm the one that ends up getting hurt in the end. And I'm all about protecting my peace 2026. And take your time when you're carving out these brows, because a good brow is the star of the show. Try not to go over any lines, but don't worry if you do, because you can always come back and fix it. And make sure you come all the way out and you bring your concealer all the way out and you're blending all the way down. That way you eliminate any harsh lines. Next thing that I'm leaving in 2025, making excuses for people. Oh, she didn't do this because da da da. Oh, they didn't do this, or just refusing to see what's directly in front of me. And I know a lot of people do this, like we make excuses for the reason why this person didn't do this or this person did this, and you try to rationalize in your head every way possible about why such and such did this or such and such did that. But the real reality is that you're actually running away or avoiding the truth. And that's your way of avoiding reality as well. I'm going to go in now with my foundation. I'm actually going to mix together two shades, Marquises and New Caledonia, in my NARS. I'm going with foundation at the top just so that you don't get that highlighted look on top of the brow and it's easier to blend out. The longer that you continue to make excuses for people or for yourself, the longer you procrastinate on achieving your greatness. And like I said, I'm saying these things, but these are also things that I'm taking into consideration for myself, because these are things I'm learning as I go through life and understanding and meeting different people and encountering different situations. Some of these things a friend or family member may have gone through it, and I've taken note that, hey, if I continue to do this, or if I go down this path, then this is where I'll end up. And that's not necessarily where I want to be. And I'm 28 years old, and I've seen so much And I've gotten to see people go through so many different things and come through so many different relationships and situationships. And 2025 definitely was a milestone marker for me in so many different ways that I decided that I really had to buckle down and tell myself that there's some things that I can no longer continue to take with me as the new year comes into play, because I'll be preventing myself from that place of where I myself want to be. I just went back in and added to my tail because I took a little too much off when carving, and I'm just going to go back in and sharpen it up. Guys, I hope that you're able to follow along. With makeup, whenever you add something, always make sure that you go back in and sharpen. So the brows are done. I'm just gonna spoolie them out. This look today is actually going to be inspired by my shirt. I've had this palette there for a couple of years now. It's called The Berries by Juvia's Place, and she's a beauty. So I'm actually just going to create a little look using this palette. I'm going in with some P. Louise eyeshadow base, and I'm just basing that all over. I'm just basing this all over my eyelids. And this is going to act like a base for when I put down my eyeshadows. It's going to stick and it's going to show up pigmented. And you want to just take your brush and blend that out. You want to start by blending out the edges. If you guys like videos like these, honestly, this was something that's been playing on my mind, having this conversation as my first video topic. And I just decided that today is the day that I'm going to show up for myself. Continuing the conversation about things that we're leaving in 2026 is caring about what other people think. I know a lot of the times that we say that we don't care, and we do. But when you think about it, people are doing things that they want to do, and they're doing it unapologetically. Neither to say of what other people think. And those same people that you're wondering what they think or if they care or not, I'm here to tell you that half the time they don't. And even if they do, what does it matter? They're not living in your shoes. They're not going through the same things that you're going through. So why should you care if you decided to pick A and they would just choose B, but you're not going to showcase your A because of what B might think? You show up for you regardless. It doesn't matter what people think, because my showing up for me may not look like everybody else's, and it's not supposed to. I'm going in with that first dark shade. I'm just going to place that on the outer edge. I'm going to go in with that lighter pink, and I'm just going to blend around that darkness that I just put down. And you want to make sure to tap off the excess. Then I'm actually going to go in with a big brush, and I'm just going to soften up around the edges with some light pink. I'm gonna go in with some black, and I'm actually gonna deepen that crease. And you always want to make sure to blend out those edges. Then I'm going to go in with the pigmented part of the eyeshadow. I'm actually going to spray my brush. And I'm going to go in, I'm going to place that pigment right over on the main part of my eye. Oh, she's pretty. She's pretty. Ooh, she's pretty. She's definitely pretty. I have not used this palette in so long that I forgot. And now I'm just going to go back in and just blend that color into the pigment that I just put down. And I'm going to keep it real simple, just like that. I know we strayed away from the topic a little bit, but you know, with the eyeshadow, you got to get down to the T. So right now I'm just going in with my liner. And I'm going for a, before I go in with the liner, I'm actually going to blend out some harsh line that I see within my brow, within my eyeshadow. Right here needs to be blended. You never want to leave harsh lines within your eyeshadow. Going back to what we initially, what was the tongue twister? Going back to what we initially, I'm going to do my eyeliner off camera just because it takes a little bit of precision and I want to zoom back out so I could talk to you guys. Now that the eyeliner is done, I'm going to go in, I'm going to clean up that same eyeliner with some concealer just to sharpen up the edges. So going back to what I was saying earlier, I know I'm always telling myself that I'm going to lock in and I'm going to do the things I say that I want to do. And then sometimes life happens. And not sometimes, a lot of the times actually, life happens and then you're like, I'll put it off. It wasn't meant to be. But I'm tired of making excuses. It's about time that we get up and do the things that we say that we want to do because life is passing by. And I know when I say that, I sound cliche. I know that this video is all over the place, but I had to get it off my chest. So if you're still locked in here with me, you're a real one. I'm about to, right now I'm going to add my foundation. Actually, first I'm going to mix. And then I'm going to paint. I have a few hyperpigmentation marks, so I'm not big on color correcting unless absolutely necessary. So what I do is I actually just paint on the spots and I just pat the foundation over. But it just covers, and I'm just gonna spray my brush as well. And you don't need to put foundation under your eyes because you're gonna go in with concealer there anyways. While I do that, I have this pore filler primer that I have, and I see that I have some of my pores showing, so I'm just gonna rub that on my nose and my chin area. Now with makeup, don't be afraid to use your fingers. A lot of people shy away from using your fingers. Do whatever necessary to get the job done. And one thing that I do, I actually take, if you see, I can't believe I just did that. Could you guys see what had just happened? My brush accidentally went into my brow. No worries, I just take my pencil and I just shade it back in. That was a save. Now I'll go back and I actually just sharpen. I like to sharpen it back up with my foundation, so that everything is crisp and clean. That's the one right there. That's the one right there. Makeup is a thing. You gotta trust the process. You gotta trust the process. You gotta trust the process. And you can't lose sight of what you're doing. Blend, blend, blend is key. Guys, I'm determined to post this video, by the way. No matter what, I'm determined to post this video. I made a promise to myself that I'm showing up. And this is what my showing up looks like. And you're going to take me how I show up. This is day one of me showing up. And I'm going to get it right. I promise you I'm going to get it right. Okay, now that we're all blended, make sure you get into those creases. If you have smile lines, don't put too much in that area because then the makeup will settle. Now moving on, I'm going to go in with 2 sets of 3, maybe 3 sets of concealers depending on how it looks when it's blended. And this is mine. I'm just gonna go in. I'm gonna put this right here. And then I'm gonna go in with my concealer in Tan, and I kind of want a bright under eye, so I'm gonna put her on the outer layer. And then if anything, I'll go back in and put a different shade because I'm going for a semi-bright under eye today. I'm feeling a little froggy, so we're going for it. Is it safe to say that I am really in a space of finding myself and giving myself a lot of self-love. Self-love is my biggest thing this season. Self-love, like showing up for myself. And I keep saying that because that's a big thing. A lot of us we don't show up for ourselves. So self-love, showing up for myself, knowing when I'm doing the most. Because sometimes I do the most. My friends know sometimes I do the most. I'll be the first one to tell you. I'll be doing the most sometimes, okay? Doing the most. And not feeling a type of way about ceasefire. When I say ceasefire, someone told me this. My boyfriend clocked my tea the other day. And told me I needed to cease fire. Now, I felt the type of way at first, but honestly, sometimes it's necessary, right? Because sometimes you need somebody to check you when you're doing the most. And shout outs to those real friends, those real ones. Y'all know who you are. That's going to show up every time and tell you when you're doing the most. Y'all loyal. I appreciate you, okay? I'm just going to go in. I'm going to blend this contour. And blend it upwards. By the time you see this video will be out on YouTube. I will be leaving a link so you guys can watch the full video. I'm taking myself seriously this year. Doing the things that I said I want to do. YouTube is something that I've been wanting to do. I find myself binge watching a lot lately, and there's no reason why I don't have one. So by the time you see this, I'm speaking into existence that I would have uploaded it on YouTube, so you guys can definitely watch me there. Like, subscribe, share, follow, tell your auntie, tell your uncle, tell his friend, sister, brother, mother to watch me on all platforms, okay? I said what I said. Now, contouring for me is a big thing. Let me know if you guys want a detailed tutorial. I can do step by step on how I contour. I'm not going to go into too much details here. You just want to make sure that you're blending down the sides of your nose with the darker shade, and your highlighted shade comes down the middle of your nose. And this will depend on what type of nose shape you have. If you have a longer nose and you want to shorten it, then you would cut the highlight at the tip and bring the contour around. It's not, everyone's face structure is different. And sometimes people, especially makeup artists, they forget that, and then they do things based on everyone the same, and everyone's facial structure is not the same. If you have high cheekbones already, I'm not going to contour the hell out of you to make your cheekbones look even harder than they already are. You have to be mindful of the face structure that you have or your client has. I'm going to go in with blending on my under eye. I'm going to be using my Real Techniques brush. I'm going to spray her. And notice I left my concealer to dry down. And I'm going to start off by blending out those outer edges. And it's okay to bring that concealer outwards because you're going to go back in with your contour, the brush that you just used to contour. And you're going to blend everything back out. So feel free to bring her out. Just make sure that you're blending out the edges. And then you're going to come in and blend. I don't want to see anyone swiping. This is not Dora the Explorer. Swiper, no swiping. No. You want to take your time and pat Pat, 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 pat. If you use two colors like I did, then you want to be patting in between where those two meet so that you don't see any line of demarcation. If you notice, I use two colors, but you cannot tell the difference because it's so, when I say you can't tell the difference, you can't tell where one started versus where the other ends because I blended it together. Same thing for the other eye. Sometimes the concealer dries down a little too much, so I take my brush and I spray it once again like I told you, and I just start by blending out the edges. We're coming together. So this is where I start seeing that I'm coming up too high, so I took my brush and I'm just going back around where, remember I told y'all it's okay. You notice that when I did that, and don't be afraid to spray your brush multiple times when you're blending out, especially if the concealer dried down. Like, it's perfectly fine because that's what's going to help you to get a smoother blend out. Guys, I didn't even tell y'all, recently my phone cranked out on me once again, and your girl is no longer team iPhone. I'm no longer team iPhone. And let me just tell y'all, my friends, first off, so mostly all my friends, they have iPhones. I'm actually recording on my same. So y'all tell me if this camera isn't clear. This camera is better than my iPhone camera. Like, I'm not gonna lie for y'all. But I don't want the iPhone users coming for me. So my friend told me that was the ghettoest shit I've ever done. My next friend called me an op for switching over my phone, y'all. How am I? The iPhone users, I'm sorry. We trying to cap, but iPhone hasn't been doing it for us lately. I said what I said. I said what I said. I said what I said. Y'all gonna be mad, but it is what it is. All right, so now that we're blended, I'm gonna go in, and I'm actually gonna go in with some MAC and C45 because I actually want a little bit of a lighter concealer right in the middle. So I'm gonna go in with a bit of a brightening. I'm telling you, that MAC concealer gonna get you right every time. So now I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna bronze it up. And recently I got this curve case by Mama Mitchell, and we're gonna try her out. She's a beauty. I'm not gonna lie for y'all, when I swatched her on my hand, I was iffy, so I want to try her out to see what I think about her. Okay, I'm going in with the shade Shade and Laid. And I'm going over that where I put that contour. Just to set it. And setting everything that I put down. I haven't set my concealer yet. Now I'm gonna go in with my same contour brush and I'm gonna contour my nose. And I'm gonna blend the side with the concealer. I don't know if you guys can see, but there's a line of demarcation where the concealer was blended. So now you want to go back in and smoothen that out. You want to make sure that you're looking at your eyeshadow, not only your eyeshadow, but you want to make sure that you're looking at your placement of things, and especially where two colors meet, because you don't want any lines of demarcation. And that's a big thing that a lot of people struggle with when doing their makeup. Like, you want to make sure that you're looking at the face from all angles. Now I'm gonna go in with some bronzer. And for bronzer, I'm actually going to be going in with my Charlotte Tilbury. And Charlotte Tilbury has this airbrush bronzer. So I'm going to be going in with her. And keep in mind, I still haven't set my concealer yet. Now I'm going to go in and set my concealer. And this is a new technique that I've actually been trying, because usually I go in and set my concealer right after I blend it out. But lately I've been into trying new techniques and seeing what works for me and what doesn't. And that's, like I said, that's normal with makeup, right? You always want to make sure that you're improving your techniques and you're not staying the same. So this is a key part that people always ask me about. So right here I have some powder that I mixed two powders together. I use my one size, and I'll use my one size setting powder in translucent, and then I use my Huda Beauty in cinnamon bun. I'm gonna mix that up, and then before you set, you want to tap off the excess, and then you want to make sure that you're blending out any creases. So I noticed that I have some creases under here, so you want to make sure that you're blending out any creases, because what you set will remain. Then you want to tap that powder in. Same thing goes for that other eye. You want to make sure that everything is blended out. You want to make sure that everything is blended out before you go in, and then you're going to go in and set. Same thing for the forehead. Same thing for that nose. Now that we're set, you want to go in, and I like to go in with my Charlotte Tilbury in the shade 2, I believe, tan. And I like to go in and dust away the powder with this shade. And if you look, she's set. You can touch her. She doesn't move. There's no product coming off on my hands. I'm going to go back in with my bronzer. I'm going to bronze up the face. And then I'm going to go in with some blush. Should I? I'm going to mix it. So I'm going to go in with this pink shade here from Juvia's Place. Then I'm going to go in with a little bit of that pink. Okay, she was... She is a beauty. The look is almost complete. I'm going back in and just blending. Then I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna add some eyeliner to my waterline. Is it crazy if I try out this Fenty blue mascara? It's crazy, but we're gonna do it. I added that black to my waterline, and I'm gonna go back in with my palette, and I'm actually just gonna go in and add some of that color right under. I'm gonna go in with these Simple Lashes by Ardell, and because I don't want the look to get taken over by some extra long lashes, so I'm gonna keep it simple. And I'm gonna put these lashes on, be right back. Lashes are on, so I'm gonna go in with my face powder. I'm gonna go in with my overall face powder, and this is the Sephora Micro Smooth, and I'm just gonna set that all over my face. And I'm gonna go back in with a little bit of blush from that lighter shade. Lovely. Lips. What are we doing for lips? Hold on. Before we move on to lip, we cannot forget my star of the show, highlight. Y'all know I love me a good highlight. And I had this highlighter palette for many, many years. So I just honestly go in and see that? And you can go in and tone the highlighter down. I'm extra, so I'm gonna go in with my white gold, and I'm gonna add a little bit of that. I'm gonna go in with a brown pencil. This is Beats by Debs Cosmetics, and this smells so good. Feel free to go back in with that brush that you just used to blend your liner into your lip pencil. I'm feeling a little glossy today. I'm gonna go in with some clear gloss. Spray my face. I'm actually, before I do that, I'm gonna go in. I feel like I don't see my contour enough, so I'm gonna go in. I'm just gonna darken like up right under that cheek area. I'm gonna be trying out this brow glue Crazy Lift by NYX. This is my first time using this, so let's see. And it's supposed to be a brow gel, set your brows in place. Y'all know usually I love my Rare Beauty one, but let's see. I like her. I like her. She's nice. Okay, so now I'm gonna spray my face. First, I'm gonna go with my e.l.f. Yeah, I know I'm extra. Then I'm gonna go in with my Charlotte Tilbury. And I like to let this dry down first before I go in with my one size. I'm such an artist that I have the huge size in the one size because it wouldn't be me if I didn't. And I'm just gonna spray my face. And I'm actually gonna keep this makeup on all day, and we're gonna see how she holds up. I have to cook, I have to go to the store, I have to do some errands today, so we're gonna see how well she holds up. This is the final look. Y'all can't tell me I ain't eat down with this look. I ate down, okay? It's giving, she just wants a calm day. She's going to do errands, not too much. I don't know, tell me if y'all feeling this look. Tell me if y'all, what? And I did my own hair. Listen, I'm in my season. Like, y'all can't tell me nothing. She's giving everything that she's supposed to give. Stay tuned for the next one. Love you. Bye.